Now that is amusing. There's no icon. It's just a laptop. Yeah. It tells you right there how old this game is. Oh my gosh. That's hilarious. I'm playing a game from, I think, 2007 that has a laptop as the desktop icon. And I'm playing it on 9911 900X and RTX 3090. I think I might be a little bit overkill here. Oh, that's a good way to start out a playthrough. Okay. There are things I need of you. Things you may not understand and may not wish to do. But please, do not make the same mistakes I did. My father, Howard, deserted me before I was born. I could claim the loss of my mother, and the letter I received after her funeral blinded me to what I had to do. It would be a lie. Human nature sealed my downfall. My name is Philip. If we are lucky, then by the time you receive this, I will be dead. If fate frowns, we all perish. Hello everyone, and welcome to the Dragon Den. My name is Winter, and, yeah. Welcome to the channel, welcome to the den. This is going to be my first ever Let's Play, and, I figured there was no better way to start it off than playing through Penumbra Overture. So, little backstory before we actually get into the game. I absolutely loved horror games when I was little and still living with my parents. I used to stay up late into the night watching everyone from small time to mainstream YouTubers and Let's Players go through different horror games, mainly Amnesia: The Dark Descent custom stories. Which, for those of you who don't know, Amnesia, the franchise, which now consists of 4 games, is made by the studio Frictional Games. And if you saw during the little splash section, Penumbra Overture is also made by Frictional Games. Or Frictional Studios? Frictional Games? I know it's Frictional something. I feel smart now. But I have actually never seen or played through any of the Penumbra games, and from what I can tell, there's 3 of them. Penumbra Overture, Penumbra Black Plague, and Penumbra Requiem. And so, I kind of figured, well, I don't know the 3 Penumbra games, which seem to be precursors to the Amnesia franchise. and I have not played or seen the last two Amnesia games. So why don't we just start my channel off by doing every single Frictional Studios game there is? We're gonna start with Penumbra Overture, then Penumbra Black Plague, then Penumbra Requiem. Then we're going to go and do Amnesia: The Dark Descent, which I actually I don't remember much of the original game, The Dark Descent. I was mainly into the custom stories, so it's still kind of going to be a blind playthrough. And then after that, we're going to do Amnesia: A Machine for Pigs, which is a game that I am very familiar with. I will disclaim whenever we get to there. And then we will do the game Soma, which is also made of fictional games. It's kind of a standalone game. And then we're going to do the last two Amnesia games that I have not played. Amnesia, I think it's called Amnesia Rebirth, and then Amnesia: The Bunker, which is a brand new, freshly released Amnesia game. And we're just going to see the evolution of frictional studios, frictional games. Okay, I'm gonna look it up. What are they? Hold on. Frictional. Frictional studio? Frictional game. It is frictional games. Okay. So now that dispute is figured out, we're just gonna dive straight into, and I have no idea if these universes are connected. I have no idea if this is like a standalone series, or I have no expectations going into this. This is the first ever game made by them. It took me a few bits to get it up and going. I had to adjust the resolution because the base resolution was like 800 something by something else or something, and it was like stupidly weird. This is a 2007 game that I'm sure you saw at the very beginning. Some put it in there as a little comedic relief at the beginning. The freaking desktop icon is a laptop instead of an actual logo of the game. So yeah, it's this is gonna be interesting, kind of seeing what a 2007 horror game is. Gonna be a huge nostalgia trip for me, and I hope it will be for y'all as well. Little bit about me before we actually get into it, as this will be the first game I'm putting up onto my channel. I am very story focused and very exploration focused. I like to dive into stories and dissect them and try to figure out what's actually going on, and do a little bit of puzzle solving mentally at the same time, trying to piece together things and find all the little bits and bobs and secrets and stuff like that. So I feel like this would be a really good series to start it off, as like that's one of my favorite things to do, and that's kind of what the Amnesia series, and I'm assuming the Penumbra series, is going to remind me of, is a franchise that I grew up loving, which was the Myst series, which was a giant puzzle-solving mystery game. And this is kind of like the Myst series, but with a horror element. So, without any further ado, we're going to just go ahead and jump in. We're going to do normal. My story began in February, year 2000.
For my part in this allegory,
Oh, there's
I'm not
voice
going to
acting.
make the same mistakes my father made. Howard vanished from my mother's life before I was even in it, so when he sent me a letter a few days after Mum's funeral, it was the first I'd ever heard from him. Pity he was dead. Writing from beyond the grave must be a genetic habit in my bloodline. His letter contained a key, instructions, pleas for forgiveness. I figured the dead don't have much use for absolution, so I turned to his prophetic passing, which he inexplicably expected to come any day. Clearly averse to explanations, my father preferred to leave directions to a bank on Mayfair I'd never even heard of.
Mayfair.
In that bank was a safety deposit box in his name, and myself as executor. Of course, I went, as he knew I would. I discovered that despite the evidence, he'd been legally declared dead almost 30 years ago, and so the old book and collection of notes I found had, in the eyes of the law, been mine all this time. My father's instructions were to burn the documents, raise no further questions. But that was his error. No man's immune to the shameful trappings of curiosity, and my humanity got the better of me. The university I taught at was world renowned for two things: physics and linguistics. I represented the first, and the man who stood for the second was stumped by my recent acquisition. The book was indecipherable. The notes, however, showed a location somewhere in uninhabited northern Greenland. It took me almost a year to book the last flight I'd ever take. As I watched civilization disappear along with Heathrow, I realised my father had disappeared 3 decades ago, almost to the day, and I considered in turn what it was that I was leaving behind. We landed on a strip of ice a few feet wide, and within minutes I was pulling away on a chartered boat, beginning the 12-hour journey that would lead me into my past.
Okay, it could just be pure coincidence, but in that cutscene he mentioned Mayfair, which I know I mentioned I don't have much of a recollection of the original Amnesia: The Dark Descent, but I distinctly remember Daniel, the main character. It possibly is in the introduction sequence mentioning something about Mayfair. So I think we already have an answer to my question about whether the universes are linked. Whether it could just be a coincidence or not, I'm not sure, but we're gonna have to dig more into that. Finally, we're almost docked. I better stow my gear. I may be far from home, but chances are I can still pick things up using left mouse, and I can take a closer look at things using right mouse. Whiskey. Empty. Shame. Okay, sensitivity is really low. Controls? Yeah, mouse sensitivity. Oh. Hi, Lantern with physics. That's cool. This is way more fun than it should be. Classic Amnesia right there, having to drag doors out. It wasn't even in their first game. The flashlight switches on and off via the inventory, or hopefully with the shortcut key F. What do you mean, hopefully, game? Why are you hopeful? Okay, the F key does work. Always good to have a notebook. N. Oh. To jot down interesting information and reminders. P. Don't have any notes or reminders. Got notes and to-do list. Nothing? Okay. Now, where's that emergency glow stick? Should still be in my locker. Keys in my inventory. Okay, that is, I'll put that flashlight down there because I don't need it in my hotbar. I can like use key F. Oh, that works. Could come in handy if the torch runs out of batteries. I should be able to access it through my inventory or with the shortcut key G. Oh. Okay, I want to point out, this is fantastic. We're on a boat, and the boat's rocking back and forth, and because of that, this locker door is swinging back and forth. This is a 2007 game. This is impressive for 2000. Like no games nowadays would do this. I have never seen a locker door just swinging like this because it's on a boat. That's impressive. I love that. Some extra batteries to power my flashlight. So, what is this? A notebook? It's an old padlock, sure, but it still works. Okay. There's like a note down here. Dearest Eric, Just a quick note before you set sail and leave me once again. I've left you a little something to remember me by in the chest at the foot of your bed. I really don't know why you still only have one bed on board. Taking shifts because of it is no way to get your rest. But what does a fisherman's wife know of life at sea? I'll be praying every night for you to make the catch you need, so that you can come home to me safely, and soon. Please, don't be gone for 5 weeks like last time. I know it might nag sometimes, but I do love you, you know. I've washed those overalls of yours. I know you'll get them covered in assorted fish parts in no time, but I still feel better knowing they've had a wash. Before I forget, the Henriksons in the village have asked me to see if you'll be coming by any trout, but I said they were mostly out of season. If you happen upon any, don't say anything. Sow them well in the ice, and I'll do something special with them to celebrate when you come home to me. The ship's captain deserves a little special treatment once in a while. Can I put that back? I don't want to take his note. Okay, I think we gotten pretty much everything. How do I... Okay, this is the flashlight. 60% battery power. As I stepped off the boat, setting out into a blizzard that had formed around me, I realized how utterly devoted I had been to the discovery of my father's past. I had no idea what to expect. Soon enough, my concerns were justified. I don't know whether I lost my orientation or my spirit first, but I lost feeling in my extremities soon after. A new hypothermia was setting in. I started looking for shelter. So cold, I don't know where I am. I need shelter soon. Oh, okay. Well, just throwing me into the deep end, why don't you? Gosh, what is that noise? That doesn't sound like the wind. I need something to break in. Nope. What do I... Is there like a rock somewhere I can grab a rock? I'm as fit as can be expected. Thank you, in-game UI, for telling me that I actually don't have to worry about those rocks. Oh, I gotta hold on to it as I walk with it. Okay. Using the examine button, I can throw it. Okay. Oh, that's cool. Oh, this is... Okay. I have to get used to amnesia physics. The ladder? Jesus, my head. I can't believe I fell that far and survived. But looking around, maybe I didn't. What is this place? You didn't fall that far. Also, I'm glad that held, because that would have been a lot further of a fall. What is this? Flare. It could be a handy light source. Okay. It's stuck. Must be something in the way. If I could swing this hammer... I can swing this hammer if I hold left mouse. I can make a backswing by pulling the mouse right. Hold on. So we're gonna put flares on 1. We'll put the hammer on 2. That's like a wait. What? That is weird. Okay. So, like, with the mouse, I hold down left mouse button, and if I move the mouse up, it goes into, like, this, depending on... So, like, I hold that, and I go up and to the right. Wait. Up and to the right, and it does that. And then I go left, and it swipes. And I hold it again, and go up and to the left, and then go right, and it swipes. But if I click left mouse button and go down, it goes like this, and I push forward, and it doesn't look... That is... Dude, the controls are actually insane. Holy crap. So the question is... I could, like, throw something over. Is there, like, an explosive on the other side that I need to, like, flare and blow up? I guess we could try it. How do I... Oh. Well, that didn't work. Can I pick it up? Okay, bye. I am going to guess that room is not rendered in, which means I'm probably not supposed to be in there yet. Bye, Flare. Oh, hi. They won't pull off with my bare hands. How do I... Ah. This is why I need the hammer. There we go. Oh my gosh, there's tunnels everywhere. Okay. So that's the way I came. Going around this way. What in the world? There's like so many times. I'm already turned around. So confused. Wait. This is the room I came out of. Oh, there's only one. Okay. Looks like some kind of industrial mechanism. Although there's a hole in the center, no way to operate it. Somebody obviously wanted to keep people out or in. Wait. We're back in the... Okay, we're back in here. So I opened up a shortcut. Why am I doing it? I'm gonna do it facing this way. There we go. Whatever I was descending into, it was 100 feet below ground, protected by 2 solid metal hatches, located in a remote Arctic wilderness and buried beneath the snow. I didn't know what to expect, but it made me feel something I hadn't felt since I was a child. I'd never given it much thought before, but I realized that our entire society is a network of safety nets, emergency services at the end of a phone line. Health and safety in the workplace. Friends, family, lovers, all there. If something goes wrong, part of a carefully designed structure to prevent all but the most mundane of emotions. Once again, I felt like I did when I was in school, surrounded by a closing ring of older kids, knowing anyone that might help me, friends, parents, teachers, were too scared or too far away. I jotted down a note just in case. The entrance to the cave has caved in. There must be another way out. There could be anything living down here. Heroics are for Hollywood actors and fairy tales. I'm not taking any chances. If I face off against anything down here, I won't last a second. Caution and stealth are my only defenses now. If anyone or anything hears me, I'd be best off staying low and out of sight until I know whether or not it's a threat. Crouching by pressing left control will give me the chance to hide in the shadows. I'll know I've got it right because of the blue tint to my vision. Plus, I should be quiet enough that I won't be heard unless something's right on top of me. Better remember to shut off any light sources, though. Okay. Do I need to do it right now? Okay, this is kind of freaky. Whoa. Okay, so I'm right there by the exit. Northern area, explosives, workshop, storage, office. So I need to find a... Looks like there's still some juice left. Okay, but I can't turn it on. So, if there's a cave-in, I need explosives to get out. So, go to the explosives? Storage room. This is a maze. Hold on, I need to go figure out where I'm actually going again. Okay. So explosives is up this way. I found a locked door in the middle of the mine. Okay. So yeah, I have to get past this locked door to get to explosives. Okay. That is the worst locked door in existence. Well, I guess let's go to office real quick. There's probably a key in there. So much history in this place, tied up in words and left to decompose. Fairly basic work desk. This place must have been converted into a functional office at some stage in history. 15th of August, 1945. It's supposed to be in the 2000s? Okay. Command Bunker Emergency Airstrip Zulu. Weekly report. Another unremarkable week in Greenland. Regular supply shipment received. Standard emergency drills carried out. Routine runway maintenance completed. I have ordered maintenance to be carried out twice weekly from here on in due to increased snowfall. One wounded. The one wounded figure is no cause for concern. Back in London, the Germans haven't extended their front line by 4,000 miles. Two of my men were caught manufacturing cherry bombs in our workshop armory and succeeded in blowing off a couple of fingers. I take partial responsibility for this, and that I allow them to access the demolitions manual we thought we keep in the storeroom. And I'm sure that's where they learned the ingredients. As a precautionary measure, I have now locked up the manual in the chest in my office and will keep the key on my person at all times. Needless to say, both men have been disciplined and the injured man has been sent home for medical care. I cannot help but think that is a more suitable punishment that would have been for him to stay out here. But the matter is out of my hands. This base is to be discontinued, or this base is so disconnected sometimes. I feel as if this war could end and we might not even hear about it out here. Supplies requisition order, dynamite for excavation purposes, 7 bayonets, not necessarily in my opinion, but procedure states we should have a full complement. 1 industrial ice pick for removing that damn ice that forms on the external hatch. 1 pair of reading glasses, category 7C. In order for myself, my glasses are in rather poor state of repair and could do with replacing. Reconditioning of the mine continues to progress. The structure is being fortified from potential bomb damage, and excavation of previously caved-in areas is going ahead. 1 point of curiosity is some kind of archaeological find, an artifact buried in the earth, and discovered by one of the work teams. Later this evening, after martial duty, I shall take a closer look at the artifact. It appears to be man-made and may have working parts inside. I shall remove what looks like the front cover and see if I can't discover the source of light which constantly emanates from it. Chief NCO M. Major. Okay, so let me get this straight. You found the artifact in the ground and it has a light emanating from it, and you're like, oh yeah, let's take it apart. Because that makes sense. Hey, here's a key. Copenhagen Past, Monday, 17th of August, 1930. Psychotropic deposits at the bottom of the Death Mine. Researchers at the University of Copenhagen have suggested that the mind-altering chemicals naturally soon into the rock may be the cause of high suicide rates at a Greenland mine. The university, which has recently been conducting studies into isolated communities, first became interested in the workload of the northwestern lead mine last year. They discovered that even taking into account Greenland's naturally higher suicide rate, local figures for the last 100 years were abnormally high at 46 deaths per 100,000 populace, compared to the national average of 29. On further investigation, experts diagnosed in many of the miners symptoms in common with the earlier stages of paranoid schizophrenia. This has prompted researchers to hypothesize that a natural deposit of lysergic acid, a pH4 formula recently discovered to have hallucinogenic properties, may be present in the rocks. Few locals were conducted to the interview, but those who agreed to speak had their own explanation. Invit spirits known as that word, to vagrate, Tuvi. I'm just going to call them Tuvis. Known as Tuvis, live in the mountains. The university is awaiting the results of the chemical testing. And I guarantee you we are inside of that mine right now. Okay. I'm going to guess there's nothing in that top one. Okay. So what we have learned is they found an artifact that was emanating light. A smaller key for a locker or container. Okay. Yep. Okay. Big Book of Explosives, 1923 edition. Chapter 1.3, Black Match Fuse. The Black Match Fuse is one of the oldest, simplest, and most reliable fuses used in modern pyrotechnics. It's an easy to create, essentially consisting of just string and gunpowder, but be warned, the chemicals concerned will stain clothing. And as always, due concern is advised. Materials required: string, preferably cotton, black gunpowder, and backstrin. The string should be coated with a thin layer of backstrin, which acts as an adhesive. The string is then carefully rolled in the gunpowder and left to dry at least a couple of minutes before use. Chapter 2.1, Dynamite. Invented by Alfred Nobel in 1866, dynamite is commonly used in construction, mining, and demolition. It has proved far safer to handle than alternatives such as pure nitroglycerin, provided that it has been properly stored. Over time, the explosive component of dynamite, supposedly made safe by the presence of the diatomaceous earth, has a tendency to weep, making an old box of explosives liable to detonate on contact. Materials required: 1 part diatomaceous earth, 3 parts nitroglycerin, small amount of sodium carbonate. Text unreadable, and then simply form into short sticks and wrap in paper. Chapter 2.3, TNT. TNT was first discovered in 1863 by German chemist Joseph Wilbrand, but it took some years before it yielded its true potential. This is because of the difficulty in making it explode and the lesser detonation in comparison to dynamite. The main advantage was discovered by the German Navy, who employed TNT-related explosive stability in order to cause massive damage to British warships. Their torpedoes could be detonated inside of a ship's armor rather than exploding on contact as did other shells. Chapter 2.6, Armstrong's Mixture. Armstrong's mixture is included in this book as more of a point of interest than as a viable chemical mix. The formula exists as somewhat of a legend in modern pyrotechnics, referred by the knowledge enough to stay away from it as death mix. The incredible validity volatility, make it unsuitable for almost all potential applications. Materials required: red phosphorus and barium. Barium. I don't know. Is that a V or is that a U? That's a U. Barium. This mixture can be carefully and slowly mixed to minimize risk to the chemist. Sulfur can substitute for some, all of the barium to slightly decrease sensitivity. Okay, so we got a bunch of recipes for... What is this? Beef jerky. Beef jerky, not without aroma. Painkillers, probably to heal. Yeah. I imagine these are both to heal? Maybe? I don't know. We'll put painkillers on 9, we'll put beef jerky on 8. More beef jerky. Hitting myself in the face with a typewriter. Okay. Light. I miss being outside already. This place is starting to get to me. But even if it could reach that grate, it looks built into the rock itself. No way it's coming loose. I have 69%. So I think those batteries do 10%. Okay, so... What is this? A bottle of Backstrin. Oh. And what is this? It's an Oblivion Zoom. A man An old man, clutching something unseen. He is strange, and yet he is no stranger. Never seen before, still I know. This man before me is Howard. I call him father. What the hell? What just happened? I don't know if that was such a good idea. Picture of a British platoon. It must date back to World War II. I suppose this mine was converted into some kind of bunker. So yeah, this is an old mine that I imagine was the same mine that has the hallucinogenic properties within it, in the like the lead, the rock, and stuff. And it was converted into a World War II bunker, which they have then found an artifact buried in. So okay, so we are Backstrin right here. So we have Backstrin. We need black gunpowder and we need string. But that's just for the fuse. We need to figure out some kind of explosive. So hi, Wolf. Okay. Okay, so don't stare at it. Okay, it's way over there. So I need to get to the workshop, don't I? Which it was the way the wolf's heading. I can hear it. It's right there. I think it's over in the next hall. Okay, so if I go that way, I go to storage, which is probably going to have more of the stuff I need. Possibly a key, too. He said he kept the key on him, but I haven't found any bodies yet. Or any people, for that matter. I like how I just assume it's going to be a body. Or it... Oh, it's down this hallway. You've got to be kidding me. Is it going to walk back, or is it just... Okay, I think it's actually over there. Okay. Away from the wolf. Hello? Ladder wasn't empty. It'd be. Oh, if it wasn't empty, it'd be anything. A crude representation of a scorched, writhing spider. Please don't, insects. Burn the spiders, make the man happy. Spiders equal make him sad. Lighter plus something. Paint cans. Rocks. It was different, but the same that time. Like, I had more control, but over what? Okay. Locked from the other side. Does that mean there's someone still inside? I can hear chattering. Thank God. I jotted down a note just in case. I doubt there's someone alive on the other side. Reams of wiring. Lots of paper boxes with rusty nails. Oh, those are lovely. It's locked. Can I rock smash one of these? Is that why there's just rocks sitting here? No. I don't have any keys, do I? No. I bet you I can't do this, can I? No. Wait. Those. Wait, what? Rocks equal ladder. There's some kind of trap door, but I can't see. Oh! Oh, wait, this whole thing moves? Storage crate. Oh, wait. Oh, 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 oh. Come on. Move. Out of the way. 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 The rock's back in you. Somewhere the ladder with the hooks. With the pretty blunt saw. Point of no return? This baitment caved in some years ago. Something's tunneling through here more recently, though. Christ, what sort of creature makes these markings? Honestly, I feel like they should just had one type of light source. Was that a spider? I don't like spiders. Hey, here's a ladder. Can I take this back to the... Can I put this back up here so I can get out if need be? I can. Good. Well, that's gonna hurt. No. Luckily, it's mummified, or else the smell would have been awful.